Look at every ending like it's a hallway, something that you have to pass through to get to your next destination. It's not a room to, set up camp and live there. You need to move through it. Otherwise, it can become a prison of your own making. And if you're stuck in the ending, you can't have that new beginning. Hello, and welcome back to Tangent Telephone, where there are about 19 Teslas across from me, all also charging, and my car may be very, very, very tinted everywhere else, but the front windshield is not, and so super ridiculous of me, but we have no other choice, okay? Remember how last week I said I was going to stop saying, hey, my dudes, and it just didn't feel right anymore, and we were going to workshop that? Well, yes, let's do that. What I'm going to do is just refer to you as something different every week until it feels right, which may mean that I'm calling you something different every single episode until the end of time. But you know what? That's fine too. Hello, my tantalizing tangents. No, why am I trying to... You're not a tangent. Maybe that's what I need. Maybe it just needs to always start with whatever. Hello, my teeth. Hello, my teeth. That's a great way to start this because I just left the dentist. We're getting off to a really great start here, as you can tell. Oh, good. Someone else is pulling next to me. Also, the sun is setting. The sun's about to go away. So before I forget, I want to start implementing something at the top of every episode. And that is, I want to read something to you that I have read this week that has stuck with me in some way. Have I picked something ahead of time? No, but I have bookmarked pages on this book, and this is just The Power of Now. Ain't nothing new or crazy, but it is good to reread, once a year, honestly, in my opinion. Let's just see some things I bookmarked. This is a good one. Waiting is a state of mind. Basically, it means that you want the future. You don't want the present. You don't want what you've got, and you want what you haven't got. With every kind of waiting, you unconsciously create inner conflict between your here and now, where you don't want to be, and the projected future where you want to be. This greatly reduces the quality of your life by making you lose the present. There's nothing wrong with striving to improve your life situation. You can improve your life situation, but you cannot improve your life. Life is primary. Life is your deepest inner being. It is already whole, complete, perfect. Your life situation consists of your circumstances and your experiences. There's nothing wrong with setting goals and striving to achieve things. The mistake lies in using it as a substitute for the feeling of life, for being. The only point of access for that is the now. That wasn't a great place to stop it. I'll read one more paragraph. For example, many people are waiting for prosperity. It cannot come in the future. When you honor, acknowledge, and fully accept your present reality, where you are, who you are, what you are doing right now, when you fully accept what you've got, when you are grateful for what you've got, grateful for what is, grateful for being, gratitude for the present moment, and the fullness of life now is true prosperity. It cannot come in the future. Then, in time, that prosperity manifests for you in various ways. So give up waiting as a state of mind. I love this. Anytime someone is sorry to keep you waiting, or, sorry that you had to wait. Granted, yes, there's a respect thing of let's not be 3 hours late to something, but I'm that's okay. I wasn't waiting. I was just existing in this moment. And yeah, I really like the sentiment, and I think it's very important. Okay, now that I've done that, it's not going to be that long every week either. I didn't really know where I was going to end up with that one. I fear it's about to get too dark. First of all, please rate me 5 stars. Something happened over the 2-year break where one of my clips went viral. Actually, it really never stopped going viral. It was every day it would get 50 comments, which is a lot for a Spotify clip. I'm talking a clip on Spotify, not on TikTok, on Instagram, a Spotify clip of my bikini spelling bee is consistently pushed out to people. But even though it's marked as an 18+ episode because there's language in it, it's all children. My podcast has a 1.5 star rating, and all the comments are from actual children, genuinely, they're stating their age. I'm how? It kind of makes sense because I'm I don't know anyone that scrolls through Spotify clips. I don't even really know where you would go to do that. I don't fucking know. But leave me a 5-star rating. It doesn't look good when you see that I have 1,000 reviews and 1.5 stars. That's crazy. That is crazy. And it used to be 5 stars before that happened. So, whatever. Subscribe on Apple and on YouTube, and, leave me a nice review because the children really tanked me there. Also, I made a Substack. Like I said last week, I was maybe I'll make a Substack. I made one. I haven't posted anything yet. I made it this morning. I actually have a decent amount of things that I've written that I might just publish there, or I might just start fresh. I don't know. But either way, subscribe. It's free. It's fun. It's just my name. It's Annalise Mishler. I hope you can't hear my car charging because it makes a really crazy loud sound when it charges. If you can, that'll get better in a second because it's going to be done soon. What else? Oh, follow me on Instagram. All the links are in the show notes. Look at my Amazon storefront. I spend so much time on that bitch, okay? I curate her. It's one of my babies. I update it constantly, and I spend so much time reviewing things over there and, like, creating content for my storefront. I also have a Patreon. Okay, I'll stop, but, like, just check the show notes if you ever want to find me anywhere. Snapchat, YouTube, whatever. Not the podcast YouTube. I mean, that one too, but my main YouTube channel that I'm also posting on again. Yes, lots of things coming very soon and also continuously. Thank God. So this whole episode isn't going to be in the car, but we're certainly going to start here because, well, like I said, I'm currently charging it, and that's because my car likes to die even though it says it has 70 miles left. And then I spend hours trying to get my car towed, literally. This happened like less than 2 weeks ago. But like, thank God for AAA, because Tesla, even though I pay for Tesla insurance, hold on, I need my screen. Can I make my screen brighter so that, oh no, I can't. This is as bright as it can go. That's so lovely. Even though I literally have Tesla insurance, because you kind of have to have it, and I have 14 years of perfect driving history. It even says I'm like an elite driver. My insurance isn't that expensive, but they don't pay for shit. They don't pay for roadside. If your car breaks because it's a Tesla problem, definitely not if it's not a Tesla problem, but even if it's a Tesla problem, which mine was, they don't help. But thank God for fucking AAA, because they have been the ones to tow my car 3 separate times and help me. And it's really difficult because if your car's dead and then the low voltage battery is also dead, it's a whole thing. Like, I had to push my... I don't even want to get into it. I don't even want to get into it. Point is, I'm charging my car. Anytime it gets to like 80, I'm like, okay, I have to find a supercharger now. I think the place that I'm moving to has a charger in the garage. Thank God. But that's why we're in my car right now, okay? Also, someone fucking rear-ended me the other day. So there is a chunk out of my back light. It's like, yeah, there's a chunk basically, and it's cracked. And there's also like probably this big, like a hole in my back bumper. In the back of my car. It honestly looks like my Tesla is made of paper with like how the hole looks. I've never seen anything like it, but it pisses me off. And even like a week before that, someone hit the front of my car, and before that I didn't have any issues with this car. I don't know, and obviously I'm the one getting hit, but I just know that Tesla is not going to pay for it. So, and it's pissing me off, and I just want to get rid of this car. I just want to get rid of it. Had it for 3 years now. Bought it brand new. Anyway, I was at the dentist, just got out of it, and I just made an appointment a couple of months before my cleaning was supposed to happen because I was just worried about some things that are totally normal, but given the things that have happened the past few years with me and the dentist, which I wasn't doing the podcast at the time. Actually, you know what? I think there was a podcast episode where something happened with my tooth, but I certainly wasn't podcasting at the end of 2024, which was when I spent like $50,000 at a holistic dentist. I did make a video on my YouTube channel, though, if you'd like to watch it. But yeah, just I wanted to get things checked, and I know it's totally normal given, you know, some things that are happening with my body right now, but I just wanted to get everything checked and make sure I'm staying on top of it. Went to a kind of specialized dentist. Yeah, I've just had like swollen and bleeding gums, and my teeth have been sort of like, it feels like they're all loose, which is normal because basically like hormonal shifts can like relax ligaments and the bones that support your teeth, and it can kind of like cause slight movement. But if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But got everything checked, got my teeth cleaned. We're good. The lighting is so bad I can't. Is it bad enough where I should stop right now? I could lean way forward, but I mean, everyone's already looking at me. Whatever. I explained last week what the next few episodes are going to look like. You know, if you watch that, you know that today I'm going to update you on just some things that happened the last 2 years while this podcast was gone. And then I'm going to do, like, the part 2 will be answering questions from Instagram and Snapchat, because I posted it on my story last week. If anyone had questions, and there were aplenty. Okay, I looked at some from Instagram, but I just screen recorded them. And someone tell me why this just stopped recording and when. God damn it, I don't know when it stopped. It was only going for 15 minutes. How does that why? Literally why? I don't know when it stopped. So past few days have been crazy. Well, actually just Sunday, but it's currently Wednesday. But like the ripple effect from Sunday and just like the hangover, if you will, has been quite gnarly. What happened Sunday, it's like related to things that I spoke about last week, or that I touched on last week and mentioned that next episode is going to be about, which just means that the next episode is going to be packed with even more lore and insanity, which I truly didn't think was possible. I'm unsure as to how things are still unfolding. I went from like, I'm not going to talk about this, to like, no, this is going to be a full-on I'm not going to call it an expose. I'm just going to talk about what happened. And if someone has a problem with that, then they probably shouldn't have done some things, you know? Not to mention the year of the snake ending on Monday. So yesterday was the first day of the new year. And the fire horse, I spent Monday, which was the last day of the snake year, just, literally shedding everything by quite literally laying down all day. I didn't sleep the night prior. Like I said, Sunday was fucked. But I laid down, I tried to nap. I ate so much food, and I watched Netflix and was just like catatonic all day. And by the way, all of those things I just mentioned, well, laying down, napping, watching Netflix, like pretty much just having a rot day. I never do those things ever. Not separately, definitely not all together, but my body needed it. May or may not be eating for two, we don't know. So it's all good, but my body needed it, and it was the last day of the snake year, and I'm just like, I need to shed a lot of things, but one of them being like not letting myself rest, which is an ongoing thing in my entire life. But all that to say, yesterday we entered the year of the goddamn fucking fire horse, okay? And I'm not even a horse girl. Well, look, I love animals. I love all animals so much. I mean, I've been vegan for almost 9 years. 2017. So yeah, 9 years now. But horses never really like resonated with me growing up. I fear it's getting too dark. Okay, we're gonna have to pick this up later. I also have a Zoom in 2 minutes. I asked if we could move it. Let me see what she said. Tomorrow, same time. Perfect. Okay, never mind. I don't. Yeah, we'll pick this back up. I'll see you either later tonight or tomorrow morning. Hello, it is the next day. I truthfully don't know if you can see me. I'm assuming you can, but I don't know because I'm being blinded by the sun. Maybe this is me trying to make up for yesterday, but also it was literally raining all day and it finally stopped. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's 5 p.m. Need to come outside and do this now. And I'm being a little bit blinded, but I'm hoping you can. I don't know. So where were we? The year of the snake, it was a year of endings. It was divorce, breakups, jobs ending. I mean, everyone went through it in their own way, and it's hard. I'm almost speaking to myself when I say this, but I also do recognize it in others that so many people are still kind of carrying that weight of, the endings and rereading the chapter. Granted, mine, I guess, kind of happened this year. But, well, it happened during the year of the snake, actually, but Gregorian, it was in January. But I will also say that you can use every ending as a means to a quantum leap, or it can just become your death spiral. So I would say anytime you go through an ending, and it's kind of hard to recognize something as an ending, especially if you're resistant to it, but every ending is actually just a beginning. And I think you have to decide that a lot of times. Sometimes you're forced into that new beginning. But sometimes there's an ending and you kind of have the option of staying, or you can loop and I just would like to say to choose to start anew. And that's not to say you still should honor the pain that you're feeling and honor what ended. Still move through it. I'm not saying forget what happened. Trust me, I'll never be the person to say to be avoidant in any kind of way. But it's not just time that allows for hindsight, but you have to also really decide, I think. Look at every ending like it's a hallway, like it's something that you have to pass through to get somewhere, to get to your next destination. It's not a place, it's not a room to, set up camp and live there. You need to move through it. Otherwise, it can become a prison of your own making. And I've definitely been there. And if you're stuck in the ending, you can't have that new beginning. So that's what I want to say in terms of the year of the snake ending, and also just as a sentiment in general. No matter what day or month or year or whatever, time is just, what is time? I'm saying that for you, but also for me. Oh, the sun is back. This camera has never been great at adjusting to light. So that said, we entered the year of the fire horse, and I think as I started saying yesterday, I'm not a horse girl. Horses never resonated with me personally. I think just because I didn't grow up around them. And then the one time in preschool when I was put on a horse, I was placed on a horse, I fell off. I don't know, it was literally it was for a photo, because I kind of went to preschool on a farm. I mean, I did go on a farm. Well, it was a house, but she had whatever. So I was put on a horse, and I fell off. I'm not sure what happened to the woman who was supposed to be, holding me, but she dipped out, I guess, long enough for me to fall off the horse. Also, something notably that happened that day was my iconic photo with the sheep. Or actually, sorry, it was a goat. I'll put the photo in here actually, where in another photo, must have been picture day, I'm wearing fucking overalls and like a gingham red bow too. It's crazy. We were all to hold a goat, and I was the smallest person in preschool because I was only 2, I believe, or maybe I had just turned 3. I don't know. I went to kindergarten when I was 4, so I must have been probably just recently 3, I would say. It was probably like in October I had just turned 3, whatever. But I was tiny. I mean, growing up, I didn't grow till I was 16 and then not really again till I was 19. I was always the shortest in my class, smallest, but I was also just really young. Anyway, I'm trying to hold this goat for the photo, and the goat escaped, and I sobbed because I couldn't. You can even see in the photo, my little hand is like really trying, but it's like, God, the goat just couldn't do it. They did catch the goat, but it did bolt away, and all of the adults ran. And I just was crying because I just would always cry in situations like that. Okay, I felt so fucking bad. Ugh, I remember that. Like, that's one of those moments that's just in me forever. Anyway, the horse thing, it's not like it was traumatizing at all. Also, there was that episode of Full House where Michelle gets kicked off a horse and then she has amnesia. Isn't that like the last episode of Full House? Crazy is that I don't even think I was ever even alive when Full House was actually on, but I did watch all of it. I did. But no, I wasn't traumatized by falling off the horse. I just think that I didn't grow up around them. And, yeah, I love every fucking animal. But in 2016, 2017, one of those 2 years in Denver, I got there's a super loud ass Pavilions truck that looks like it's about to clip the truck next to me. I had the opportunity to do equine therapy. Since then, like I said, I've always liked them because I like all animals, but I've had such a strong appreciation for horses. Have I been able to really interact with them much since then? No. But, I lived in LA for 8 years after that, and then it's like something that rich people do to ride them. But I would love to have horses one day. I really want an alpaca sanctuary, but why can't an alpaca be one of the 12 animals? What animal are you? I am Year of the Dog. Please comment below what your animal, or what year you are. So yeah, as far as now being in the year of the fire horse, and just, it really does, like I always say, astrology, whether it's the Chinese New Year, and combined with what I said last week about my Saturn return ending on the day that the podcast came out, I'm so here for it, and I may be still in like this period of, truthfully, it's Thursday now. Like I said, something happened Sunday, and I've just been really just surviving this week, not really feeling a lot of emotions, just trying to take care of myself and everything. But I just know that things are good and they're about to be the best that they have ever been. Personally for me, and if you believe it for you, then I think it can be also. I also have a lot of friends that were born in 96 that are now entering their Saturn return, and they're like, wait, what does that mean? What does it, like, explain? And I'm like, I don't think I can explain. I don't think I can. Law of assumption, remember? Okay, I am blessed. I am abundant. I am loved. I am healthy. I attract only healthy and healed people that have individuated. I'm divinely protected. Say it with me, everyone. Okay. Sorry, I don't plan to be doing like astrological updates every fucking week, but it just so happened that it has been some pretty pivotal dates both times that I have recorded, and just this time in general. Actually, maybe I will do an astrological segment in the beginning of every episode. Let me know if you want that. I'll make it quick. Maybe I could like interpret some of your birth charts. That would be so fun. I love doing that. Anywho, I thought when I came back to record today, I would just jump right into, what happened between April of 2024 to August of 2025, but I do want to say I've had some thoughts, mostly because I didn't sleep last night because I couldn't. I need to stop my rings, they click and I hope you can't hear it. I've decided I'm going to take a bit more time to talk about everything that has happened since September, October of last year. I know that I said like episode 3 of this season is going to be all about that, and yeah, you can go back and watch the first episode. But I am just realizing, firstly, it'll be a lot more effective to really outline everything that has happened in full and include, I hate the word proof because I guess, I don't know, I was meeting with an attorney for a lot of today, and I eventually had to be like, can we replace like the word proof with just like the truth or something, because I hate the burden of proof, when I'm when I'm not the one that did something wrong, right? I want everything clearly outlined, and that's a lot of months and a lot of events, and then also a lot of like, I'm gonna have to go back and backtrack and think like, I found out months later that during this time this was actually happening, and on this date also, to make this whole situation even worse, this was also happening. Yeah, and then also on top of what I just said, I am pursuing certain things legally, so I don't know if that means that those things will have to be like left out of me talking about it for now. So yeah, don't worry, I will 1,000% I will talk about every single thing. Trust me, this is like, I feel very passionately about talking about this. The other reason is that my nervous system and just my body, my heart, my brain, everything is still really like in it right now. Like I said, things are still somehow unfolding, and I certainly haven't healed from anything. I'm also currently in a very transformative period at the moment that is requiring me to kind of compartmentalize grieving what happened, which also means that I kind of need to compartmentalize talking about this publicly. I just mean right now. I don't mean for months and months. I'm not going to talk about it. I do think it will be soon. I need to get a little bit clarity, like I said, legally, and also it's too fresh. Like, I think maybe I feel like if like recent things hadn't happened, I would have been able to just talk about it. But I hope you're following me. Like I said, I didn't sleep last night. I always have a hard time sleeping, but it's not normally for this reason. Like, it's normally because I'm doing things and I don't get in bed until 3 a.m. and then I just don't get a lot of sleep. But this week, since Sunday, it has been, not just this week, I mean throughout the last couple of months, it's like I can't fall asleep, and then I can't stay asleep, and then I'm waking up at 7. Let's say I get in bed at 2, but then I don't fall asleep till 4, and then I'm waking up. I mean, I look at my Oura ring in the morning and it's like, how did I sleep for 2 hours if I was in bed for 6? Just this morning I laid in bed and was awake for 2 hours, I think, probably from like 6 to 8, and then I was finally just like, I'm not gonna fall asleep again. And I was thinking that whole time about this situation, specifically talking about it, and feeling so overwhelmed with just the task of telling what happened in the right way and not just like venting, which I think before, when I recorded the first episode, I had literally just decided like the day prior, after a month plus of being like, no, I'm not going to talk about this publicly. I'm not even going to talk to literally anyone about this, not my family, not my friends, to then just something in me being ignited and remembering that like, no, I'm not going to let myself repeat a pattern that started in 2016 where I suppressed things and I stayed silent. Silence not only makes me sick and keeps me sick, but a lot of times it can endanger other people and do the exact opposite of what I have always wanted and tried to do with my platform. And I haven't done a good job of doing in recent years. I think out of just sheer burnout and overwhelm from how much I was doing it before. Or not how much, but just, I don't know, it takes a lot to speak up about certain things, and also when they're really traumatic things to myself. It was like the day before I recorded that episode, I'm like, no, I'm not protecting someone who hasn't protected me, and in fact intentionally inflicted harm and suffering and pain multiple times. They knew what Z was and they still did X and Y on multiple occasions. It's not just like, oh, they accidentally hurt you, or like they probably were being reckless. No, it's like you knew what the outcome would be. We talked about it a lot. You still chose to do the thing to hurt me over and over and over. I don't know, call me crazy, but I consider that intentional. Also, like during that month or however long where I was like, I'm not going to talk about it, like, don't worry, I'm not going to tell anyone about it. It was just me still being stuck in a trauma bond. And I will say, for the past few weeks, there is now an added element of wanting to protect this person for another reason that you'll find out soon enough. But I would hope that I am an example for my future children, that they need to speak up about things. And I really hope that they're the complete opposite of me, in the sense that not the complete opposite. I would like for them to take all of my good traits. However, I hope they have no fear of speaking up about things, I guess I'll say. And I don't think they will, because I don't think they will be raised at all in any way like I was. But anywho, God, what is this episode even? Anyway, all that to say, I will talk about it, maybe in 2 weeks, maybe in a month, I don't know. But I would really like for those episodes to have like as little tangents as possible, aka none, and to just be extremely prepared, because I wasn't really thinking like that when I first decided that I'm going to talk about it. I was like, no, I'm going to talk about what happened. I'm going to get it out. I don't want to say vent, because it it really isn't that. Like, that's the thing. It's not some silly story time. Like, this is a serious thing and really intense stuff that haven't told more than 3 people, one being an attorney. I just have realized that it really is going to require more dedication to delivering the information to you in the way that it deserves, and also in a way that is not all over the place. Like, if you're new here, what I have ADHD. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Truthfully, I think next episode should be a fun episode anyway. I feel like we need a little bit of a palate cleanser, and that might seem crazy to you because you're like, well, you haven't really even said much yet. True, but I've been living it 24/7 and like really trying not to ruminate on it, like actively fighting rumination, but then still being forced to actually really think back. And today I'm like having to pull up dates of things that happened, and then we're like subpoenaing the freaking security camera that I have in my house that I didn't have recording at the time, but like, can we still get that footage? And like, I'm in it, so I can't really just, I don't know. It's been a challenge, and this is why I don't typically pursue things legally, because of things like this. It's like, it's too much, but I'm gonna be strong and do this for myself. I really owe this to myself, to someone else as well, and it's certainly not about revenge. It's certainly about getting what I'm owed and what I deserve, and that it won't even fix any of the emotional suffering, obviously, but I owe it to myself to do it, so I'm doing it. But I do think that, long story short, we'll talk about it later. It's just not going to happen as soon as I initially thought. And I'm glad that I didn't kind of just like come back and have that be the first episode, because, well, it just wouldn't have been the way that I want it to be. Even this episode, like, I updating you on what happened in 2024, 2025, not that everything's even bad. It's not like being 30 was like a really great year. But the start of 2024, hard stuff happened then. I don't know, like, to be quite honest, it's currently Thursday and it's 5 p.m. And I did say that the episodes are going to be coming out on Thursdays at 4:44 p.m. I've been kind of pushing recording this since Monday when I first planned to, although that was my last day of the snake year rot day. That has even felt overwhelming to talk about things that happened over the last year, you know? Like, anyway, we'll stop talking about that now. This is what I was thinking about when I laid in bed, and this has really just been consuming me. I mean, the situation has been consuming me, and then I kind of came to the conclusion early this morning that, like, I can't talk about this yet. I do fear that we're probably already 40 minutes in, and I do fear that the thing happened where I talk too much and don't get to the actual purpose of the episode. But you know what? I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but after I just said the episodes are going to go up on Thursdays at 4:44, I want to be less strict and hard on myself with that, actually. The reason that I initially said that was because I thought I would have like 4 episodes banked, and I thought that's how things would be moving forward. And I think it will be. However, honestly, I need to be easier on myself, especially right now, because shit is hard right now. I need to find somewhere to move within the next less than 10 days. That's going to be really difficult for a lot of reasons. I also have a busy next 10 days coming up, and I want to be okay with this not being like an hour long and up at the perfect time. I think I probably would have come back sooner. Well, to be fair, I was going to talk about how there were literally 3 distinct times that I was going to bring the podcast back in 2024, and then also twice in 2025, but something happened, like, all 3 of those times. Maybe sometimes it's just going to be a 20-minute thing of me talking, and then I'll do, 2 episodes that week or something. I do fear that, given the theme of this show and the fact that there is no niche because I can't have one, okay? Maybe there shouldn't be a set day for uploads, and maybe that's a really good reason for you to subscribe, actually. I mean, you should anyway, but I do want to, like, I don't want to say promise, but I do want to be having 1 episode weekly minimum. But I'm sitting here right now, like, I didn't get to what I wanted, what this episode was going to be, but it's getting dark, blah, blah, blah. Feeling stressed because I have things that I need to do in like a half an hour, and I didn't finish this. But I'm like, you know what? I talked about some kind of shit yesterday and today. I can upload this. I can edit and upload this, okay? And it's fine. And I'm not going to be hard on myself. And I still have the screenshots of the questions from, in fact, we can literally do that next episode. Next episode, we can do all of this. And this was just a little interlude, honestly. I feel like I just kind of needed to talk about some things. And sorry if you hated it. Love you if you loved it or have no opinion on it. We'll get there when we get there. Get back to like fun stuff and fun topics. And it's kind of like the journaling conundrum. Like, when I don't write in a journal for however long, there's been times where it's literally years. It feels like impossible to start journaling again, because you're like, there's so much that I have to catch up on, but it's like, no, No. Just start literally writing from today. And I kind of have that paralysis with a lot of things relating to my work, with YouTube, with the podcast, with it kind of posting anywhere. I have the same thing with like catching up with friends or family, and it feels especially heavy when I've been going through hard things and I'm like, I don't want to have to talk about it. It's definitely dark. It's definitely dark as fuck. Also, my eye patches are definitely becoming part of my face right now. So let's end this for now. On Saturday, I'm going to film an episode with one of my good friends. I think a lot of you might know her. Is there something on my shirt? A lot of you might know her. And we'll do something fun. Or maybe we'll film a YouTube video. I don't know. But I will say subscribe, because I've just decided that, yeah, this is going to work a lot better when I don't have to upload at 4:44 on Thursdays. And a lot of times when I do things like this, or when I take away restrictions like this for myself, this is when you're going to start getting like 3 episodes a week, and you're going to be like, wait, this might be too much for me, which is fine, but we'll see. Okay, I think that's it. Ciao.